What is going on, fams? Man, let me go ahead and fix this real quick. Sorry about that. Yeah, what is going on, man? Crazy week, man. Appreciate you guys for stopping by. JR Melero, what is going on, man? What is going on? We got EJ. How's it going, Raúl? Aquí estamos para toda mi gente latina. What is going on, man? On Fridays, we're going to speak Spanglish up in here. We're going to talk Spanish. We're going to talk English. We're going to talk dogs. That's what we're going to do, man. Who's this again? Red Doomer 00. What's up, man? Yeah, it's a live impromptu, man. Live impromptu. I just decided to go ahead. Yo, my guy Raul Gateway, what's going on, man? It was a last second thing, man. I know I'm getting a lot of people by surprise, and a lot of people tell me, man, don't do that, man. Give me a heads up. But honestly, guys, sometimes, man, it doesn't work out that way. It just doesn't, man. Because I tend to a yard. We're making content. I tend to a yard, man. Yeah, man, I see a lot of people excited about 2025, man. And I'm not going to lie to you. I'm starting to get a little excited myself. And I'm going to tell you guys why here in a minute. There's a couple things I'm seeing that is kind of giving me signs for cautious, very cautious optimism. We got Ghost Dog Kennel. Salute, Bully fam. What is going on, man? Number love, EJ. It's a pleasant surprise. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you guys for stopping by. Just felt like talking some dogs. I've had people write to me, and they tell me, it doesn't matter what day I do the live. There's always people that are either working or just have other responsibilities, and they can't make it live. So I decided, you know what? Every now and then we're going to go ahead and drop it live on Friday, and we're going to talk some dogs. One of the things I've been seeing here recently, man, and I'd like to hear what you guys think, but recently I've been seeing some dog breeding banners. They popping up again. Well, for a minute there, I would dare to say it was only a handful maybe for the last 3 months. Now, you're probably thinking, no, Raul, I've seen many. Mind you, you got to realize I've been breeding XLs for the last 10 years. So I'm talking about XLs. And XLs for the last 3 months or so, for some reason, not many sales, not many banners, promoting breedings. I want to say this last year, it has really slowed down, especially the second half of the year. And all of a sudden, I'm starting to see American Bully XLs being bred again. I thought they went extinct. For the last 3 months, man, it's just been I don't know, man. I don't even know how to explain it. It's been crazy. A lot of people writing to me telling me, hey man, is the XL extinct? Is the XLs I knew no longer going to be the style of XLs, going forward? And I'll be honest with you, I told many of them that there's a chance that may be true, that the XLs that we've been used to seeing up to, as recent as earlier this year are no longer going to be the XLs. What's up, man? Welcome in. And Kendrick Kennel, what's up? Yo, JR Melero, XLs are getting crazy prices. I've seen an average price of $7K to $15K. Maurice Humbo, good evening. What's going on, Maurice? I honestly, man, JR Melero, my hat off to those XL breeders selling at those prices. I don't see where the demand, maybe they got the sauce, bro. They got the sauce. That's what it is. But honestly, what I'm seeing is much less of a demand for XLs, because think about it. XLs you're not going to keep in an apartment building. So right then and there, your market shrinks, right? Because typically you got to have a yard, right? So more likely than not, you got to have a house with a yard to be able to have a big dog, let them have enough space to move around, use the restroom, all that. And fact of the matter is, I feel, and again, guys, this is just my opinion. I could be as wrong as anyone, but I feel that the economy also has a lot to do with it. Think about it, man. Those of us that own XLs, right? I could tell you in the last year and a half, I have noticed the price of dog food going up quite a bit. And if you know anything about XLs, they eat a lot and they poop like ponies, right? And so the price of being able to sustain having a yard with XLs, it really starts to bite into your pocket if you have more dogs than you could have, or you're not prepared financially, right, to have as many dogs. I could tell you 2 years ago, I was spending about, I don't know, somewhere around $1,500 worth of dog food in a month. Right about now, 2,200 is more within range now, right? And so a lot of people that had several dogs are now having to move dogs because that bill at the end of the month, along with everything else and inflation and all that, gas prices luckily have come down in Texas. I just drove to Virginia last week. They're paying like $3.49 a gallon. I'm like, dude, I'm paying like $1 less than you guys, bro. Y'all, my hat off to you, man, to be able to live over there. Reb Doomer 00 got my baby XL right here with me. All right, man. Is it cheaper to feed raw? You see, Kenner's Kennel, some people are going to say no. I differ. I say yes. I'm still able to buy a 10-pound bag of chicken quarters at Walmart for $5.72. And that 10-pound bag of chicken quarters has more chicken than any bag of kibble you're ever going to find. Right? And the bag of kibble easily, and I'm talking about the cheaper bags. I'm not even talking about the expensive bags. They're already at around $45, $47 a bag. I'm talking about a 40-pound bag. I just did a kibble experiment not so long ago. We're paying $68 for one Victor, Pacific Ocean bag. I will say, members Mark over here at not Costco. What's the other one? Sam's Club. Members Mark, they're a little cheaper. It's about $40 for a 40-pound bag, and the first ingredient is salmon. And when you open the bag, the smell of salmon is just overwhelming. Just keeping it real with you, man. I agree, raw's best. I think so as well, man. Yo, what's up, everyone? Tradesman Exotics, what's up, man? Found a crazy post about dog food. I posted on the QBN Facebook page. All right, man. I'll definitely take a look at it. Let you know what I think. He thinks it is. He thinks raw is cheaper than kibble. Ronnie F, what's up, man? Number love. Feeding raw, you know what you're getting. Plus, it sticks better. It does, man. You're not giving all the chemicals, all that stuff. I can tell you guys, on Monday, we have a very good live where basically we're going to be showing you guys certain places that you can look at for certain things in the genetic map that you get from Embark. What's crazy in my research is it's not crazy. I always knew it, but when I seen it, I'm like, man, what's crazy is there's certain things that are going to trigger certain genes on and off, right? Or better yet, on and off. So food You will be surprised. In fact, the number one thing that's going to trigger certain genes to click on and certain genes to click off is going to be food. Of course, environment plays a role, right? And exercise plays a role, which I've been saying this for years, guys. I don't care what animal it is. There's four things, right? You got to have genetics. You got to have nutrition. You got to have exercise, and you got to have rest, right? Rest could be part of environment, if you want to call that a calm environment, right? That's what's necessary to maximize your dogs, man. Let me see here. JR Malero saying, I'm still trying to transition my Excel to raw, but she's allergic to chicken. She gets bad diarrhea and bumps, so now I'm moving to beef and turkey. There you go, man. Just find an alternate source. I will tell you, I'm lucky. I live in the boonies. Recently, I found a rabbit breeder, and he says he's willing to sell me. He makes these bags of rabbit with vegetables and all this stuff. It's like a 2-pound bag. I think he says he'll sell them to me for $2, which I think is actually pretty good. Tradesman Exotic says raw is definitely cheaper if you know how to shop and get meat in bulk. What sucks is the prep time. I agree, and then I disagree. I'm going to tell you why. First of all, I don't buy meat in bulk. Straight up, guys, I don't. I buy 10 pounds worth of chicken for $5.72 at Walmart. So for $30, right? Or 30 some odd dollars, say 35. Let's go ahead and round. For $35, I'm getting 7 bags of that stuff. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that, in my opinion. As far as prep time, man, look, I bought a grinder. Now, I will say the grinder I bought cost me $1,100. One of them Westons. Could not have been a better investment on my part. Literally, I can chop up the 10-pound bag in less than a minute, chop up the quarters so they could fit. And then once I put them through there, I don't know if y'all have seen the videos that we've done. Literally, you're putting them through and they're coming out. I mean, it's just boom, 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 one right after another. So the amount of time you save is really good, man. Chicken quarters here, $10, killing me. Ghost Dog Kennels. Ghost Dog, where are you riding me from, man? Give me what state you're in. Probiotics, New Vet, and Raw. Yes, in fact, you guys might not know this, but New Vet has prebiotics in it. So, yeah, you would be very surprised that New Vet has prebiotics, which actually prepare your dog for the digestion that's about to happen. It all starts in the mouth. So I'll just go ahead and leave the code up here if y'all, want to order or whatnot, or even want to try it out. I can tell you guys more and more ingredients that I'm seeing in New Vet actually trigger more and more genes to click on. I'm talking about the good genes, the genes that give you bone density, the genes that so I didn't know this, but the zinc that's in, well, not the zinc that's in New Vet, but zinc in general, but New Vet has zinc. Zinc will trigger the certain genes in chromosome 18 to build bone, to allow bone to get wider. Now, I'm not going to let the whole cat out the bag. I'm going to leave the rest for Monday, but I am seeing that. I'm also seeing, the calcium, the phosphorus, the potassium, and the selenium are also triggers. So, it makes so much sense because you have these scientists and doctors and vets and everything. They're putting the ingredients in this particular product that are actually going to help trigger certain genes, right? Trigger them on, which is going to be very beneficial. This is why so many people that are using New Vet not only are using it and keep using it, but are recommending it because they're seeing results in a very short amount of time. Yes, it's nutritional, but because of the nutrition, you're also triggering on certain genes, and certain bad genes are being triggered off, right? Because you got to realize when you're feeding your dog kibble, and I've said it a million times, kibble's cooked so high and you got synthetic vitamins in there and whatever crap they want to throw in there. What ends up happening is the animal goes into survival mode, right? So he's going to feed the vital organs, the brain, the heart, the kidneys, the liver, all that. That comes first, right? So imagine in survival mode, where do you think soft tissue comes in? Where do you think ligaments, tendons, cartilage come in the order of survival? It's way down. It's way down there on the list. So when a dog goes into survival mode, it's a lot easier, or better yet, the body will shut down certain genetic pathways because the joints are no longer priority number one, right? They were never priority number one to begin with, but now they're less of a priority. Anything that's away from the trunk of the body, so limbs and that sort of thing, that gets bypassed, right? Once you go into survival mode. What do you think about feeding your dogs non-cooked eggs? I think it's a great idea. I think that non-cooked eggs are actually better than cooked eggs. Now, I don't think it's a night and day thing. I think you can feed your dog cooked eggs and you can still get a lot of nutritional value. But the minute you cook that egg white that's transparent when it's raw turns white. So that protein is now denatured. It's not what it originally was. If you have done any studying on nutrition, you're going to find that the protein in eggs is the only protein that the human body uses 100% of. And dogs are very similar. The protein in eggs, they use a very high percentage of it. There's very little that they don't, that is not able to be consumed and used by their body. Fast and easy recipe Raul gives out. Yeah, we got plenty of recipes in the channel. I mean, you guys know that. Ghost Dog Kennel says NC feeding kibble and raw to make up. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Bully Performance, what's the best source of zinc to trigger that bone gene? Well, look, Bully Performance, I'm not even going to BS you, man. I haven't sat there and done the research right now on what's the best source of zinc to trigger that. What I have come across is that zinc in normal levels in dogs will trigger bone, right? So a lot of people are after bone, and bone is one of those things that exercise can make your dog get heavier bone. Pulling or having weight can cause the dog's bone to become more dense. But the beauty of it is, nature's just amazing. Inflammation, believe it or not, will cause the dog's bone, will actually trigger a particular gene you don't want to be triggered, because that gene nullifies the entire pathway of bone density. So if there's inflammation, if you push the dog too far, for example, rather than gaining bone, the process of actually stripping it down and keeping it at a moderate density is actually what's going to happen. So a lot of y'all that want to get your dogs exercising and pulling weight and all that too early, man, the damage that you're going to cause is just, it's beyond what you even know. Straight up. We got Jared Malero. Have you used the Native Pet probiotic? Nope. The only probiotics and the only supplements we use, Jared Malero, I don't know if you've realized it by now, is NuVet and New Joint DS. DS is double strength. NuVet comes in 90-day supply. And here you go, man. Look, check it out. It's got phosphorus, potassium, zinc, calcium, selenium, right? Vitamin A, E, and C. Adequate amounts of everything I just said, believe it or not, triggers many genes, many good genes to go on and off. What's also amazing here with a New Joint DS, glucosamine sulfate, chondroitin. Listen to this. Chondroitin, MSM, vitamin C, and flavored real chicken liver. So chondroitin and glucosamine for older dogs, it will actually help stimulate the gene to maintain bone density when they become older. So you know, and I'm finding this out as I'm researching. I always thought of chondroitin and glucosamine as good joint support supplements to have in place, have it in the blood, you know, because we're constantly, as we move and we do things, we're constantly tearing muscle. I mean, very minute, right? Very micro, they're called micro tears, but that muscle needs to be constantly repaired. So too tendons, so too everything else. And so I figured, okay, well, having this is going to help you. But I didn't precisely know that it directly would trigger on and off switches in particular genes, man. I thought that was pretty awesome. Nefi Diaz says he's in Utah. He's paying $10 for 10 pounds of chicken quarters. Wow. Didn't expect the live tonight. And Sarata, neither did I. Neither did I. But the truth, let truth be told. I drove to Virginia last week. When I got back, I was a little bit under the weather. Yesterday, I drove, 7 hours? I drove to Jackson, Mississippi. There was a dog there I wanted to look at, put my hands on. It was a possible buy. Unfortunately, I didn't buy the dog because there were just things there that I didn't like. But it came back, and I was actually feeling even more under the weather. And I said, man, more likely than not, I'm not going live tonight. But yet, here we are. My pup loves the egg white left in the shells. There you go. Yeah, I would make sure you feed the egg whites. I'm sorry, not just the egg whites, but the shells too, man. It's a good source of calcium. New vet right now. There you go, man. For zinc. There you go. And that zinc is gonna help with bone, and not just bone, but bone density. Gateway, is Diamond High Energy a good dog food to use with Dine? Well, Gateway, let me tell you something, man, because a lot of people have a misconception of Dine. You see, and please, Gateway, don't think I'm trying to pick on you. I'm just trying to educate you a little bit. So Dine is something that you give dogs that are emaciated. Do you know what emaciated means? If you don't know what it means, just think of this. A dog whose spine, you could see the entirety of the spine, and you could see every individual rib. Okay, that's emaciated. It's a dog that hasn't been nourished, and the body starts to consume itself in order to survive. That's when you feed Dine. Why? Because Dine is super high in sugar, bro. Let me look up here. Dine. I want to show you guys this ingredient label or nutritional label. How's that? First, we'll go to nutritional label. Nutritional label. Yeah, man. A lot of people. The thing is this, man, and I understand, man. You're probably a new breeder or whatnot, and you know somebody told you, and you know you're gonna follow suit and whatnot. But honestly, look, I'm gonna show you guys. You guys need to be educated on this stuff. Dine is nothing more, in my opinion, and I'm sorry for the finger wagging, but Dine is nothing more than a shortcut, guys. That's all Dine is. And a shortcut to what? It's a shortcut to add weight on a dog and make it seem like it's, you know, bigger than what it is. But in reality, when you go too far, and usually more than 2% of what they can sustain, more than that, it starts making your dog look sloppy. Look at the nutritional label. Let's read it together, man. I'm not picking on Dine, and I'm definitely not picking on Gateway. Check it out. Crude protein, 1.9%. Let's stop right there. So we're dealing with carnivores. I'm the first that says I feed my dogs rice and potatoes and sweet potatoes, right? But I feed it for a particular reason. but the amount of protein you got to feed is definitely got to be more than 1.9%, right? 1.9%. I know it's not the only thing you're feeding, but you're already seeing where this is going. Crude fat, 48.3%. Let me stop there again. Let me explain something to y'all, especially those that love feeding puppies dying. When you feed puppies too high of a fat content, they can have something that's called pancreatitis. And that's when the enzymes of the pancreas are released at such high volume, and the pancreas begins to auto-consume itself. It's very painful, and puppies could die from it. So before you feed something like this to your pups, man, make sure you know exactly what it is that you're doing. Moisture, 18%, that's fine. Vitamins, okay. Okay, so now let's go to ingredients. Soybean oil. Soybean oil. All right. Let me explain something to some of y'all that believe in this product. And again, I have nothing against this particular product. But soybean, right? Soybean can cause your female dogs to not go in heat, right? Let me put here, can soybean cause heat cycle issues with dogs? I want you to see what Google is going to say, because I'm going to, a lot of people think I talk out of my head. I know these things, but I want you guys to see firsthand what it is that Google's talking about, because it's not just, it's not just me. By the way, Gateway, nothing but love, man. I really appreciate you becoming a member. We don't have Kyle here, but we don't care. We're going to go ahead and...
Pues claro que sí, cabrón.
You go, pues claro que sí, cabrón. We come live every Monday at 7 p.m. CST, and I do come on live occasionally on Fridays. Actually, more than occasionally, to be honest with you. Now, let me show you guys real quick so you can see what soybean does, right, to a female's heat cycle. Check it out, man. This is not me. Just look, read it. Phytoestrogens. Soy contains phytoestrogens, which are plant compounds that can have estrogenic effects. In some animals, including rodents, phytoestrogens can impair fertility and cause reproductive tract disorders. So, for those of you that are having heat issues and you're feeding dying because you want your girl to look plump, this could be a reason why she's not getting pregnant. You just seen right now, man, this is not me pulling it out my hair. You just seen right now that the first ingredient in dying is nothing more, nothing less than soybean oil, followed by sucrose. I'm not even going to look it up. Sucrose means sugar, bro. All right. So, yeah, soybean oil and sugar. Non-fat dry milk, glycerin, polysorbate 80. I forgot. I remember I looked up polysorbate 80 in one video, but I don't remember right now what it did. I'm going to have to go research on that. Propylene glycol, egg white, vanilla extract, pectin gum, or yeah. Trust you me, the main two things in that thing is soybean oil. That's why you're getting that 48.3% fat. Okay, what's crazy is, and I think it's because as animals, they don't have to show carbohydrates, but the amount of sugar in there is also through the roof. You could smell it in the air when you open the bottle. So if you're out here feeding dying and your bitch is not getting pregnant, I hope you learned something tonight and you stop, man. Dying, in other words, is an IV bag when used properly. Man, I couldn't have said it better. You have a dog that's emaciated? Yes, you want to give them this. Not just this, of course. You got to give them some protein, because that's just nothing but fat and sugar, right? But you're trying to just get caloric density into the animal in order to make them thrive. Joaquin Delgado, darn, Raul Fagundes. Then we're doing good in Mexico with prices. We can buy the entire chicken for $4 average. Wow, good. I use raw and some kibble. Unfortunately, I'm not able to buy new vet due to shipment. Joaquin, man, I'm sorry, but listen, Joaquin, if you have a cousin on the other side of the border, maybe we could ship to your cousin and somehow, he could throw it over the wall and make sure you get it, man. Aguascalientes, Mexico. Nothing but love, man. Appreciate you. Gracias por conectarte y saludos a Aguascalientes, Mexico. I stay away from dying, says Reyes Kennel, man. You got it. G-Line, off work early. What up, what up, what up? There you go, man. Nothing but love. Appreciate you. Thank you for stopping by. Bro, let's put a little music up in here, man, because it's a little dry, man. A little dry. Not too loud. Let's see. Is that too loud? Let me know, guys. There you go. I think it's nice there, but you let me know. If it's too loud, I'll bring it down. No issues. Jeremiah, how about dying for a 14-year-old pitty that's losing muscle mass? Ooh. Man, Jeremiah, that's a good question, bro. I'm going to be honest with you, man, and honest with everyone. The truth is, I don't know that much about geriatrics and dogs. Okay, so my oldest dog, Azu, she just turned 8 on me. She does have cancer. I never had a dog that was 14. Well, I'm lying to you. I'm lying to you. We have a 14-year-old Yorkie. I'll take it back. But we're really not concerned with muscle mass with him. He's got other issues. So really, it's just not my strength. It's not my forte. I'll try and help you. I mean, like, I found out today that chondroitin and glucosamine is actually good for triggering the gene that's going to keep the bones dense when they're older. But, man, I'm not – it's not my field of expertise, bro. I just keep it real. Gateway says, yes, sir. Thank you for answering my question. My female comes in heat next month. What's your opinion on canine red cell? Man, look, I think red cell is all right. I believe it's got B vitamins up in there. But do you need to have red cell to get the B vitamins? Not necessarily, right? Especially if you're eating meat, right? Occasionally that red meat wouldn't hurt either. It's got the highest amounts of it. But yeah, I can't say anything really bad about red cell. I just, again, if you got to give it in a bottle because you live in the middle of nowhere like the Mariana Islands, man, I totally understand. But if you're able to give it naturally, I always think it's better, man. Reyes says the level is fine on the music. All right, man. Number love, David 33R. What up, QBN fan? What's up, man? Oscar Marquez, let's go. Aguascalientes, Mexico. Lost my pocket blue to cancer 2 years ago, man. 420 all day. Here's a story. And so my girl Azu, I want to say about 3 weeks ago, things were looking pretty grim. She has pretty much dog breast cancer, all right? And I had taken her to the vet, and she had removed, 4 breasts on one side. And, they sent it in to get it analyzed, and she called me up and told me, hey, it's a stage 3, it's terminal. We're going to send her home, make sure she's comfortable. There's nothing we can do. Just nothing we can do. I said, all right. So when she got, once they removed the staples and everything, she still has a cut that hasn't sealed, and there's something draining from there. So I called them up, and they told me, yeah, we did that on purpose because as the tumor grows, it's going to necrose or die, or it's going to kill tissue in there, and we allow that to come out. So I said, okay. So seeing that she's terminal, I said, man, look, I'm going to go ahead and I'm I'm gonna start her on my own thing, right? I'm gonna do my own thing with her, and that's why I did that video where I'm showing. I'm showing everybody here. Let me bring it up here. Add muscle, fight cancer, and freshen breath. 5 strategic treats, right? A lot of people think, oh well, Raul's just making videos for treats or whatever. And in reality, the reason I made that video is because I decided I was going to give my girl Azu, mushroom, blueberry, kale, broccoli. We put that in a blender. We put it on the little ice trays and we freeze it. There was something else I added there. I don't remember. You got to watch the video. I have the recipe, so I follow the recipe. I got too much stuff in my head to just remember everything. Long story short, we gave that to her the day before she had been bleeding a lot. And I actually put her in the car, and I was driving to the vet. And I was going to tell them to go ahead and sew up Asu. And that's when they told me over the phone, no, we did that on purpose to keep the leak and all that. And she was looking like she was in pain. And the one thing I told my wife about this journey is Azu she has been a princess. She has been spoiled rotten her entirety of her life. She still gives orders today. And the one thing I don't want to see with Azu is see her go through pain or see her dwindle in front of me. I'm not going to allow that to happen. I'd rather put her down. And so that day, though, my wife told me, I had told that to my wife, and she said, I agree. But today's not the day she's going to pass. You bring her back home. And I did. When I brought her back home, that's when I blended all the ingredients and I gave it to her the following day. And the following day, 2 hours after I gave her this stuff, she stopped bleeding. Like, completely stopped bleeding. She had started to not want to eat all her food, which is usually an indicator things are about to go south. All of a sudden, her appetite went up. She ate all her food and she was looking at me. So I said, okay, since the cut, we can't close it or whatever, I have to start her on antibiotics. So I started her giving her amoxicillin, 1,000 milligrams in the morning and in the afternoon, along with 1,000 milligrams of Keflex. Why Keflex? Keflex is an antibiotic for the skin, cephalexin, right? For skin infections like streptococcus, things like that. So she's open in the skin, so it's very possible she can get infected. So I'm giving her that, and then to kill everything. Like, it doesn't matter, she's terminal, right? I decided, man, we're going to give her 1,200 milligrams of sulfamethoxazole and pritroprim. And I've been giving her that. Azu has gained about 8 pounds, guys. She's loving life. She's running out, wagging her tail, coming in. Now, can't lie to you, 3 weeks have gone by. The last 3 days, she has started bleeding. Okay? And the color of the blood is not the color I like. Right? So typically, not saying that I like any blood, but I prefer zero sanguinous, which is more like, if you were to drip a little drop of Kool-Aid on a white tile, that's kind of what zero sanguinous is going to look like. But it's actually bleeding bright red blood. And I'm looking at her gums every day. They're nice and pink. My goal is not for Azu to live 10 more years like this. It's not. Right? I know she's terminal. You guys got to realize I'm a nurse. I worked in ICU. I've seen death quite a bit. I have prepared myself as much as I can prepare myself for that. All I want to do is to give her quality of life while she's with us before she goes. She loves to run outside and bark at the neighbor's dog. That is the highlight of her day. Normally, when she starts barking, because it does become annoying, because she sounds like this huge monster every time she barks, I call her in. Recently, I'm like, you know what? Go bark. Go bark. Go bark. I'm going to miss the living hell out of you when you're not there barking. I want you to go there and bark. And today I sat there and I saw her for like a good 45 minutes barking away before she decided to come in. And it goes to show the power of nutrition. I'm not saying it fixed her. I knew going into this that there's no fixing. She's terminal. Okay? But the mere fact that in these 3 weeks she put on 8 pounds and she's wagging her tail and she's running around, and I'm sure this tumor is bothering her, but she is feeling better. Right? You guys had to be there. You guys had to be there, man. All right, man. Let's see. Oh, man. I just lost my 16-year-old pitty to a tumor in the mouth. Then I got a 6-month-old girl who was chasing my Pluto and she broke her fibula. Oh, right beneath the knee. Been 6 weeks now. Man. Ricard Monty, I'm sorry to hear that, brother. Ghost Dog says, oh, yeah, congrats on Sunshine, Raul. Thank you. Thank you. For those of you that don't know, our girl Sunshine officially became champion. We're very, very happy. Shout out to my guy, James Doubleshane. I hope I pronounced it correctly, James. Please don't shoot me if I didn't. From 5 Deep Kennels in Louisiana, he produced her. I got her off of him. She's amazing. And also to Devin Ferraro. He showed her in the ring. This girl, I'm so proud of her. This girl went into a 2-day event, right, with Devin. And out of 8 times she went in, she won her class all 8 times. And then 6 out of 8 times going up against best female, she won 6 out of 8. Here's the kicker that what makes me so excited about her is this picture you're seeing of her now is a very recent picture. When she went in there and she won it, she was actually a lot thinner. Look at how thin she looks in this picture in comparison to now. I mean, don't get me wrong. She always had the chest and she had the look. I'm going to take that from her, right? But look at the mass on her there versus here. It's very much a big difference. And so I'm very excited about her, man. So I thank you so much for bringing it up. I really appreciate it, man. Let me catch up here. Sorry, guys. I don't have Kyle over here, man, hooking me up. Ricard Monty saying carbs, sugars lead cancers. This is correct. Eric Rutherford, I've heard many places that deep coma kills cancer. I don't know what to say, bro. I have always been of my theory, and again, this is just my opinion. I'm not a doctor or a veterinarian, just my opinion. I've always thought that you starve cancer. And what I mean by that is when you fast, what happens is your body starts eating everything in sight. And it also includes cancer cells. I actually had once an oncologist, which is a doctor that specializes in cancer, tell me once that if you fast once a year for a week, right, just a water fast for a week, he's like, your odds of getting cancer are like very much diminished. Like you're gonna reduce them to the maximum amount possible. There's always a genetic component. If you genetically have a propensity, you might get it no matter what. But in order to clean yourself out, man, 7 days in a year, just drinking water. In Kendra's Kennel, probably good to prevent, also to treat her to keep going longer. Yeah, absolutely, man. That's why That's why I'm giving her that. Jared Malera says she looks great. Malachi, I'm sorry I had to skip, guys. I'm falling behind. She got wide and way thicker. Yeah, Malachi. Reyes, Sunshine is a tough-looking female. Congrats. Thank you, man. Unbeloved. What is the purpose of American Bully? Neffy Diaz, there is no purpose. The American Bully, well, there is a purpose. He's a companion breed dog. He's a dog that's going to hang out with you. You can go to Tractor Supply. Kids could pet on it. Old ladies could love on it. You could watch a football game, drink a beer next to it. That's what it is. Are you going to be able to, I don't know, go to a baseball stadium to watch a ball game with a pit who instinctually has drive and is, a baseball player may hit the ball and he may decide to jump into the field and run after it. You don't know. That's not what the American Bully does. And so that's what this breed is about, man. Malachi says she's freaky and clean at the same time. It's scary. Yeah, that's it, man. I feel she's extreme and she's clean enough to go in the ring. So I know she's going to be a problem. Neffy Diaz says he breeds working line German Shepherds. No, I understand your question, Neffy. I hope you weren't trying to take a shot at my breed if you have a working line. I respect you. That's your dog's job is to be working line, which is great. But my dog or my breed, oh man, they're still. Javier Rivera, Sunshine's going to champ out before you know it. Javier Rivera, where have you been? She already champed out, my friend. I don't want to spill too much beans, but let's just say we're excited for it. Joaquin Delgado, that's a nice face expression from Sunshine. Congrats, Raul. Keep up the good work. Gracias, Joaquin. Te lo agradezco, hermano. Yeah, man. Actually, bro, I got to give it to her breeder, man, James Doubleton at 5D Kennels. He did that. But she is a happy dog, man. Ever since I got her, check out this picture. This is a little Sunshine. Literally the day after I got her. Look at her, man. Look at the smile on that face. Look at the smile on her. She's always been happy-go-lucky. Her and her brother. This is her brother right here. He's another one, right? She's always been happy-go-lucky. Which this picture, man, Devin, my hat off to Devin. She definitely got her like a soldier because Sunshine looks a lot more like a soldier in this picture. But yeah, in this picture when I got her, she was just looking around. But typically, she's always smiling. Bullies got that. They have that ability to smile. So, my guy that was just asking me, Neffy, what my breed does, that's what they do, man. They smile. And you're able to see it. They almost behave like children. I don't know how to explain it, man. Let me see. Malachi says, I got scared. My green went away. Can imagine, man. I got a pup similar age. Must be a nightmare keeping her off her leg. They're nuts at that age. All the best. Oh, he's talking about the dog that injured herself. Eric Rutherford, I've heard that same thing, Raul. They also say if you wait 16 hours each day to eat, it will do the same. Yes, Eric, I have heard of that. But here's the thing, Eric. It's the only proof I have, right? As a nurse, right, you're taught that you are going to be worked on. Your practice is going to be evidence based. So everything you do is because there's evidence that what you're doing works for XYZ reason. And I have seen it firsthand in a lab, seeing cells eating away at cancer cells. That's my proof. Malachi, I water fast myself once a month. I can only imagine what it does to how a dog feels. It's a great thing. Yeah. I've tried There's no way I'm going to fast Ozzy. She's a princess. It's just no way. Ozzy will throw a fit if you try to fast her. But what I have been doing is I'm adding water to her food, and I'm also adding gelatin, right, to her food, unfiltered. So the volume is there of more water, right, versus just feeding her higher amounts. And so hopefully that way I can help her out. But again, she's terminal. So you know what I mean? To deter the people bullies, to deter people bullies. Just kidding. Yeah. Yeah. People usually, when they see a bully on the street, they freak out. But what's crazy is within 5 to 10 seconds, when I tell them, no, he's fine, like Fireball, for example, he's fine. He's not going to do anything to you. You can go ahead and pet him or whatever. And people are confident enough to go ahead and stick their hand out and go ahead and pet. The dog immediately, once I say he's good or whatever, just the demeanor, ears back, tail wagging, smile on the face. It's all good, man. Midwest Exotics, she's an amazing looking bull. Congrats. I look forward to seeing her grand champ. Thank you, Midwest. That's what we're rooting for. That's what we're shooting for. And I feel like she has it. She has it. It's just a matter of time. I'm not being arrogant. I'm just very confident in her. Nefi Diaz says, what is the best class of the American Bully? Who cares? Nefi, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. What I'm trying to say is it comes down to the eyes of the beholder, right? So say, for example, Nefi, you breed German Shepherds, right? And you do working line. More likely than not, you would have loved the type of American Bully XLs I was producing, because I was producing very athletic dogs, at least for my breed. Maybe this dog doesn't fit what you're trying to do either. But I'm just saying, okay, for my breed, our XLs, top to bottom, very, very athletic, very functional, you name it. But here's the thing. My community, that's not really what they want. I'm talking about as a marketplace. That's not really what they want. And in addition, my registry says that the standard is this. So my standard differs from that original athletic look. Now, I have pivoted, but I didn't pivot because I had an athletic look. I pivoted because at the XL class, they brought a lot of Mastiff and God knows what else in order to make the dogs bigger. And so that kind of complicates things when you're trying to breed and you're trying to get dogs to mold a particular way. You have that Mastiff blood in there, man. That thing is a plague. It's stickier than terrier blood. And if you know anything about terrier blood, it's pretty sticky, man. So that's what I got on that, man. Let me change up the music a little bit, man. There you go. Let me get up a little. Let me lower a little bit. There you go. Let me see, man. Love this bully all day. There you go, man. When you gonna start breeding? Fabian, I've been breeding for 10 years. Thank you, or close to 10 years, better yet. I guess you mean when am I going to be breeding again? More likely than not, we're going to have females going in heat in the first trimester of next year. So, but again, man, I'm in no rush. It's going to come when it comes, and we're going to make things happen. In Kendra's Kennel, that was for the purpose of a bully. Malachi says, I hope to see you streaming Sunshine at Nationals next year. I'm on that Sunshine train. Well, I'm going to tell you now, right now, bro, the plan is for her to go to Nationals. I want her to go up against the best. And and let's see what happens. Let the chips fall where they may. I'm not. Look, a lot of people are upset at who won nationals. Jack this, Jack that. Hangman should have won. This other dog should have won. Look, I'm gonna be very honest with you guys, man, and maybe you guys think differently, but I don't view the ABKC or ABKC Nationals as like the NBA, right? In the NBA, you take a 3-point shot and it goes in, it counts for 3 points, period. No, I mean, unless there was a foul or something happening, no one could take that from you. The ABKC shows or ABKC Nationals or whatnot, to me, you could view it as a beauty pageant or WWE, right? Because you don't have a way to calculate things. It's the eye of the beholder. If that judge hates black dogs and you show up with a black dog, you might not win. You see what I'm saying? It's got nothing to do with your dog looking great or not. I mean, I'm exaggerating. I'm pretty sure a judge is not going to disqualify a dog based on color. I'm just saying, you're putting yourself in the hands of someone and their biases, whether they recognize them or not. Is what I'm trying to say. I really like 305. He's a clean dog. He definitely is, man. Joaquin, like we say in Mexico, hay gustos para todos en el American Bully, todos los sabores y colores. Yes, definitely. Eric Rutherford, can you explain the difference between CRD1 and CRD4? Huh. I know it doesn't affect our breed. You know what? Let me go in and let me find CRD1 and CRD4. Let's read it together, man. As far as I was concerned, they're very similar, but let's get to it. I think I have a dog. I know definitely I had a dog that had it. Hold on. Results. I'm looking right now. Let me bring you guys in so you can see what I'm seeing. It's almost unfair. I'm looking at it and you guys are not. All right. So I am. Hold on a second. There you go. So let me share my screen here. Let me go back. My girl Azu, I know Rio had it. Yeah, Rio had it because that's Azu's daughter. So let's go to health. Okay, here you go. CRD4, Cord 1. Okay, so this is what can throw a lot of people off. Okay, so she had one copy of the variant, so she didn't have the full blown, but again, I've talked to Embark and they say it doesn't affect our breed regardless. Impact on breeding, inherited one copy. Okay, can you tell me what it is? What can you do? Man, let's see. The variant should not impact Rio's health. The variant is inherited in an autosomal recessive manner, meaning a dog needs 2 copies of the variant to have this condition, given in case Rio is unlikely to develop. Your dog carries this variant, will pass it at 50% of offspring. You can email the breeder. So they really don't tell you what CRD4 is. I know, well, progressive retinal atrophy. So, okay, never mind. They're saying it here. Is a retinal disease that causes progressive non-painful vision loss over 1 to 2 year period. The retina contains cells called photoreceptors that collect information about light and send signals to the brain. There are 2 types of photoreceptors: rods for night vision and movement, and cones for day vision and color. This type of PRA leads to early loss of cone cells, causing day blindness before night blindness. Okay, so this is CRD4. Let me see if I have a dog with CRD1. Man, that's... Let me see. Let me see if any one of my newer dogs possibly have it. I doubt it, but let me see. Health. Okay, she got mast cell tumor. You guys know this is something that's coming up on all bullies now. And again, they're just waiting to see for years to pass to see if it's really affecting us. No, she has CRD4. She has CRD4. That's my girl Pinky. Again, she's pretty clear. Those things don't really affect us. Let me see. Let me see what Sunshine has. Okay, Marcel, ALT. That's it. She's clean. All right. I owe you that one, my friend. I owe you that one. I really would have wished I had CRD1 there so I could break it down for you. I believe it's like a retinal atrophy as well. Let me see here. CRD1 in dogs. Tell you what, let me look it up in Google, and then I'll go ahead and bring you guys up on it, and then we can read it together, right? This way you know exactly what it's saying. Okay, got it. Cone rod dystrophy, CRD1, also known as progressive retinal atrophy, PRA, is an inherited eye disease that causes a dog's vision to gradually worsen and eventually lead to blindness. So it sounds like it's the same thing. Symptoms, it might be that the CRD1 gene is causing this and the other one is CRD4, but it sounds like they're both causing the same thing. Symptoms: affected dogs typically show signs of retinal thinning by 3 to 6 months. Okay, no, this one's a little bit more aggressive of age, and their vision is severely impaired by 1 year of age. Early signs include dilated pupils, eyes that reflect light abnormally, and reluctance to go outside at night. CRD1 is caused by recessive mutation. Okay, so yeah, the mechanism of action is different. In the PDE6B gene, inherited CRD1 is an autosomal recessive. Okay, so there you have it. CRD1 is a lot more aggressive than CRD4, but you know full well it doesn't affect our breed. And the reason that it doesn't is because we have a composite breed that has other breeds in it, and that has chopped up the genetic polychains, and therefore somewhere along the way this thing got chopped up. Thank goodness. So I hope I got your answer, Eric. Malachi says, what time frame did you notice your production's height growth generally stop, Raul? My boy's 7 months, and I believe his height growth is slowing down. Well, I can tell you with my XLs, 12 to 14 months. I'm being told that standards are the same way. Standards and classic is 12 to 14 months. And you guys know for the first time I have a pocket in blueberry. And I'm being told that by the time a year rolls around, that's pretty much as tall as he's going to get. So that's my answer. EJ, do you plan on incorporating your old style XL blood into your new pocket XL style? Best way I could describe it, man. I hear you. Listen, when I made that video, now that I'm looking back, I feel like I might have misspoke. I think I might have misspoke. What I'm trying to say is, let me bring it up. I think I could say better when I'm able to show it, right? So, it's not that I'm trying to make a pocket that looks like an XL. What I'm trying to do is go to breed type, essentially. Go to the ABKC breed standard and produce a dog that looks like what they're asking for at the XL level. So let me ABKC, let me put here ABKC standard illustration. That way I could bring it up to you guys. You guys could see it, right? All right. So essentially, and again, man, I misspoke. I rarely do, but when I do, I hone up to it. I want to breed XLs that look more like this, okay? That got more breed type. That's really what I was trying to say, man. That look more, that have more bulldog in them than anything else. Whether you like it or not, this is what you're looking at. It's a dog that has bulldog influence, right? but not to the point where it tips the scales, brings the nose in too far, or anything like that. That's really what this is, in my opinion. So yeah, what I'm looking to breed is this right here. I have a dog that years ago, I'm talking about none other than Fireball. Very correct, very clean, right? But he's a classic. And what's crazy is standards 5 years ago, dogs that you would consider standards, are now considered classics. So Fireball does not have any extreme features whatsoever. Right? And that's what makes him a classic. But don't get it twisted. If I can produce a dog like him with these proportions as an XL and add a little bit of, not a little bit, add a good amount. You don't have to go overboard, but add a good amount of what Sunshine has going on, of some of those extreme features. I think I'm good. I think that's what I'm shooting for. So I'm sorry if I threw people off because I said pocket. I did use that terminology. I might have misspoken. I could have used better words for that, man. So my apologies. Let me see. Is there a website where I can watch the show? Website? No, I don't have a website yet. We will be getting one soon. I have an app, QBN app, but you can't watch the show there. You can watch us on YouTube. You can watch us on Facebook. If you go to YouTube, become a member, subscribe. What ends up happening is when I go live, you're going to get a notification. And Sarata says, do you give your girl Azu turmeric? I do, but not too much. And the reason I don't give too much of it is because even though turmeric is very good, it's a very good anti-inflammatory, it'll cause her blood to thin and she's going to bleed more. So I am giving it to her, but not at super high doses, nor do you need to. If you're ever going to feed turmeric to your dog, make sure you add a little bit of pepper and you give it with something that is fat soluble, like milk, cheese, anything like that. So it can make it past the stomach, because people don't know this. A lot of the turmeric gets destroyed because of the stomach acids. So if you're able to put, like, say, turmeric powder on molten cheese and then cover it up like a spaceship, that's what I do with Azu. Before you cover it up, add a little pepper. Once it makes it past the stomach to the small intestine, then the majority of the turmeric is able to be consumed. Eric Rutherford, I thought I seen where CRD1 can affect our breed. Eric, if you have, please make sure you get that link to me, PM me. I would love to know, hear about it. I've seen people out here irresponsibly at first, because nobody knew at the time, breeding CRD1 to CRD1, CRD4 to CRD4. And I'm not talking about carriers. You saw my dogs are carriers. Carrier is just a carrier. But you need both copies to show it. And, people were breeding them, never affected. I contacted Embark, and the response was, we're probably going to remove it from the breed because it's not something that's affecting the breed. The only reason that is showing up there is because it's a marker for that. So we're showing it. But sometimes, how do I say this? Say your poly chain needs to be 10 characters long. Just an example. And wherever the letter Z appears, it's a marker for this thing. So let's say you have A, B, Z, right? So the marker appeared, and you go all the way, but rather than go all the way to the 10th letter, you stop on the 9th. So even though you have the marker there, Z, you don't have the full 10 letters to make this disease show itself. You stop at 9, tough luck. You could have as many Z's as you want. It's not going to happen. That's the best way I can explain it. ABKC, it's fun and allows a lot of diversity for the breed that is really diverse overall anyway. Well, look, man, let me ask you guys this. Do you guys want us to be recognized by the AKC? Do you want to see the American Bully in the AKC? Do you guys enjoy more the UKC, AKC sterile environment? Or do you prefer the banging music and the crowd and the show that it is that the ABKC puts on? Because I can tell you, man, for as much as I've criticized the ABKC in these last years, I feel like they cater to our crowd. I think if you were to take our crowd into a UKC show where everything's nice and sterile and don't clap too loud, and it just, I don't know, man. I don't think it fits us as a whole. Eric Rutherford, Raul, my girl's embark did come back with 2 variants of CRD4. Would that worry you? No. I just told you, Eric, it doesn't affect our breed. People have been breeding CRD4 with 2 variants and CRD1 with 2 variants forever. And the reason I know is because after the breeding is done, they come running to me and they'll pay for a consult. And then they want me with a magic wand to know if it's going to happen or not happen. I'm talking about 3.5, 4 years ago when we didn't know that it didn't affect our breed. We didn't know that. And I was like, man, I wouldn't do it. And I would always say back then, if you ever come across a video of mine during that era, I would always say I would never breed 2 dogs that have full variants of CRD4 or CRD1, because I don't want to be the first one to say, hey, I did it. I pulled it off. Yeah, we got some blind puppies, right? I was trying to dissuade people from doing that because the thing is, in genetics, nothing is impossible, right? But this community, if you've been around it long enough, they will cheat. They will cut corners. It is what it is. And they will breed CRD4s to CRD4s if they feel that that's the better breeding. And they have done it. And nothing has happened. So that's why I wouldn't worry. All right? You got it, bro. Number love, man. G-Line. Yeah, pockets stopped growing up at about 8 or 9 months, says G-Line. G-Line, you can school me on this. It's not my first pocket because Daisy Duke was my first pocket. By the way, the Daisy Duke breeding is going to be coming up. Y'all going to be loving this breeding. I can tell you that. Shade Tree says, I love Free Stack Freak. Me too. Talking about Free Stack Freak. Let me go ahead and move this over here. And my boy Kyle said, Raul, I did some magic art for your live, and I want you to test it out. I said, no problem. You guys know the only supplement we use here is New Vet and New Joint DS. This thing has a 60-day, 100% money back guarantee. QR code is right here, and all you got to do is grab your phone and put it right up to it, take a picture, and it's going to send you over there. Either way, our ordering code is right here, 513237. And if you do auto ship, you're going to get 13% off, which is going to cover your shipping. Look, I have a guy right now in Aguascalientes, Mexico, Joaquin Delgado. He wants New Vet, but he can't get it. And you're here and you're not getting it. You see, that's just the way life is, man. That's just the way life goes. Let's see. EJ says, I hear you 100%. Can't wait to see it, man. You got it. Maurice, the dog in the ABKC animation is exactly what I like. Unfortunately, they actually want it to be more extreme than that now. Well, here is the thing, guys. And I said this back, and if you haven't heard a word I've said, I strongly recommend you listen to what I'm going to say right now. Breeding to the breed standard, having dogs that are similar to the breed standard, that will never go out of style. I don't care what anybody says. It won't go out of style. We found this out when the economy slowed down due to inflation and other factors as well, because price of oil went up, so it affected inflation as well. It started stunting the buying power, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. What ends up happening at that point is people stop buying anomalies. First of all, the anomaly is usually more expensive than the standard. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to sit here and mention any names or anything like that, but you know, there's breeders in this community that stick to anomalies. And you know what? I'm not here to criticize them. I'm just saying that the behavior when the economy's not doing well is different when everything's honky-dory. When everything's honky-dory, hey, we have a dog that has, you know, a golden tail tip. Everybody wants that. They'll go running, pay whatever to get that. But when times become a little bit harder, the market becomes more selective. And that's what we have seen here in the last 2 years. I remember for the better part of this year, of the beginning of this year, I would see breeding banners, you know, on a regular basis. Man, the last 3 months, 4 months, it has really slowed down. And as far as XLs is concerned, it's almost non-existent. I'm surprised. I literally saw 3 or 4 in the past 2 days, and I'm like, what is this? And I'm talking about XLs that don't look anything like the standard. They're more taller and longer boned and whatnot. And, you know, more power to them, more power to them. But as far as I'm concerned, if you breed to the standard, when the fit hits the shan, you don't need to run to the hills, right? Because you got the standard, right? When you have that outlier or you have that style that's outside of the standard, yeah, things could change, right? I have a Merle dog. How can I ready the gene? Huh? The Crazy Loud Family. Number love the name. Crazy Loud Family, I need you to rewrite that question. I don't understand what you're trying to say. There's no gene you need to ready. Merle gene is a dominant gene. It's going to appear in the M locus as a capital M. I strongly suggest that you don't breed to another dog that has a Merle gene. Even though there's some soothsayers in this community that will tell you it's okay to breed Merle to Merle because Merle is a color. Do yourself a favor and do your research. You know, one of the amazing things about technology today is when somebody's bullshitting you, you can just easily go into Google and fact check and find out if Merle is really a color or a pattern and find out if it's a good thing to breed Merle to Merle. Don't just let somebody talk in your ear. Do your research. And you're going to find answers really quick. I promise you. We can have fun with a fun breed. Yeah. We definitely can, man. And Sarata says, I like the very athletic XLs. I would rather have that than what the registry is pushing, but I also don't want the mastiff blood. And Sarata, look, I like dogs that are balanced. So, you know, I pivoted. I did a pivot. I made a pivot. I will tell you, and I go back to Sunshine. I feel Sunshine is a very balanced dog. And you guys will see her in the ring and you will see it for yourself. If you see her front, and she's got a nice front, she's got a rear to go with it. Like when dogs are overdone in the front, usually the rear lacks because they're front traction. They're pulling from the front. And when they have too much rear and not enough front, then they're pushing from the back, right? In her case, I feel she's very balanced. And that's what I want. She's got an extreme look to her, but you haven't gone too far. She's still athletic enough. I see her running around every day and playing around with the other dogs every day. That's the functionality I want to keep. That we have a touch of extreme in there, that's fine. As long as it doesn't interfere with the dog's function, I'm good. Mind you, this is, the American Bully is a companion breed. Okay. But I like companions that are functional, right? I want to be able to throw a stick, throw a frisbee, go to the park, let her run around, and not have her dying on me or having to run and, none of that. Uh, of course, I'm going to be mindful this breed is not a breed like Sunshine. Say I took up biking. I'm not going to take Sunshine on a 10-mile bike ride, having her run next to my bike. That's not what this breed was made for. They're more like bodybuilders rather than marathon or sprinters, right? So you also need to be cognizant of the fact of what you currently have and what your expectations are for them. But I do agree. I do like my dog to be athletic enough to be functional. That's the best way I can say it. Jared Mileto, my pup is over 100 pounds, so I feed her 4 new joint pills. Would you feed 2 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon with her feeding, or is it better to feed all 4 in the morning? Oh man, that's an excellent question, Jared Malero. I probably, if you're feeding her twice a day, I would probably go 2 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon. Because if you give all 4 in the morning, what's going to happen is there's going to be a spike of glucosamine and chondroitin in the blood, and then it's going to come down. By the time you feed in the afternoon, it should be completely gone. Whereas if you feed the 2, you're going to get a bump, then it's going to be completely gone, but then you're going to feed again and you're going to bring it up again. So you're going to have it higher throughout the day, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. In Kenner's Kennel, fun shows for fun people. Yorkies and Great Danes are for the quiet shows. We have loud sizes, loud colors, and our good friend. Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more, man. Our breed is centered, in my opinion. This is Raul talking. Our breed is centered around urban culture, like it or not. I don't care if you're in the country like I am. This breed started out surrounded by urban culture, right? Atomic Magazine, the whole that movement was behind it. I feel that one of the reasons why the American Bully XL has been banned in certain countries internationally. I'm not saying it's the only reason, guys, okay? But I think that one of the reasons why the American Bully is not looked at in a good way is because some countries don't want the American urban culture to be exported into their country, because they also have, they have different set of rules and different ways of doing things and different culture, and they just don't want that coming in, man. If that makes any sense. Real quick, man, let me send a special shout out to my brother, Million Man Mile. He just gifted 5 QB and Kennel memberships. Hold on, let me do it.
Pues claro que sí, cabrón. Pues claro que sí, cabrón.
3 times.
Pues claro que sí, cabrón.
Not 4 times.
Pues claro que sí, cabrón.
5 times.
Pues claro que sí, cabrón.
Thank you, brother. Nothing but love, man. Million Man Miles, nothing but love, brother. I really appreciate you, Willie. Nothing but love, man. Thank you. That's what I love about our community here, man. Everybody's giving. If you have a question, if I don't get to it, the chat's going to get to it. That's what it's all about, man. Crazy says, I have a Merle. How can I read the gene? I just told you. Here, let me do better than telling you. Let me show you. Let me go into, all right, let me share my screen here. And come on, where you're at. Okay, so look, this is where you go. This is my girl, Sunshine. She's not a Merle, but my boy Congo. Where you at, Congo? Here he is. Okay, so you go here and you click on health, right? I take it back. My mistake. You click on traits. When you go to traits, you go down to the M locus right here, M locus. Okay. Notice it says one Merle allele may express Merle, capital M, lowercase m. There you are. That is a Merle. You don't want two M's. You don't want two M's. Okay, because Merle is considered, when you see this M, is considered an incomplete protein. That's what causes the dispersion of color, because Merle is not a color. It's a pattern, right? It's like calling polka dot a color. Polka dot is a color. Stripes are colors. No, it's not a color, my friend. That's a pattern, right? So M displaces color. Here's the thing. You need melanin, which makes color, right? You need it in your heart. You need it in your eyes. You need it in your ears. If you were to breed and also other body parts like your kidneys and spleen. So if you have two capital M's, it displaces melanin so much that you don't have enough melanin to be able to see correctly. So you can create puppies that become blind, or are born blind, better yet, or are deaf in one ear or both ears, or have some sort of heart issue because they don't have enough melanin to go around. But this is where you find it. It's in the M locus. Whether you do an MBARC, wisdom panel, it doesn't matter. Find the M locus, and that's where you're going to find your answer. Yeah. Kawaii Lures is letting you know. Capital M, lowercase m. Yeah. Shane Caress says, need the AWD. I'm not sure what that means. Shane, if you could explain, bro. You're talking to a 50-year-old, bro. I do my best to know all these acronyms and whatnot, man, but I can't keep up with all of them. Jason the Kid, as the first-time dog owner, do you recommend Bully for my wife and my son, who is a toddler? Absolutely, man. That's the beauty of a companion breed dog. American Bullies, unlike the negative media that we got, the black eye that we got, out of the UK, American Bullies are very good with kids, man. Now, are you going to go buy an American Bully that has been bred to Mastiffs and dude lives somewhere and you see all the dogs are locked up and they're not socialized or anything? No, you don't buy dogs from people like that, because it really doesn't matter what breed they're breeding. They're really not even breeders. They're more of a puppy mill than anything else. But you get a hold of a breeder that is showing you videos all the time of his dogs in the yard, right? You're seeing their behavior. You're seeing me doing videos, doing this with them, doing whatever. My whole point is you got to know who you're buying from, but definitely this breed is great for you, your family, and your kid. Hands down. Crazy Loud Family, I have a question. Did Miyagi really have Frenchie in his line? And did Dax have Bulldog? And his both dogs started the movement and had the look, and still many, many dogs lines today. Yeah, I believe they did, even though certain people that have used those dogs will look you straight in the eye and say, no, never, it never happened. Then again, you got to think about it. Do I have any of those dogs in my line? Do they have any of those dogs in their line? I always believe the person that has no skin in the game. I have no skin in the game. I believe that, yes, that they were in there. That's what I believe. EJ says, I've got an XL and a standard. I wisdom paneled them both, and the XL has Presa and Neo. Very low percentage. My standard had no Mastiffs. So somebody was definitely up to some mischief back in the day. Exactly. And here's the thing about Mastiff blood that I found. It is stickier than Pit Bull Terrier blood or Terrier blood in general. You have a dog, immediately you can tell they're Terrier because they have light bone and you can see the paws, they're shaped. Also, if you look at the stop, it's not at 90 degrees. It's more like at 30 degrees. It's, it's a pit, right? I'd rather have that in my blood than Mastiff. If you get Mastiff in your blood, man, there's no way you're going to get that thing out. It's impossible. I mean, everything is possible, but it's going to take you 6-8 years to get it out. That's why I said, man, forget it. Eric Rutherford says, Raul, can you ask Embark if you choose mixed breed instead of full breed on the Embark, will it break down the percentages of dog breeds that make your dog? You asked that. Why you want me asking that with Embark? I can tell you, man, look, check it out. We have a rescue. Her name is Ladybug. Let me show you her Embark, man. It's and again, I did it as pure breed, right? So Ladybug, she has an interesting story. I actually saw her when I was driving down about 2 blocks from my house. I saw a truck almost hit her and kill her, and I prayed for her. 3 days later, she showed up. Look, her koi is a 1. 3 days later, she showed up on my porch. She was exhausted. She laid down on the side, and we gave her water. We gave her food. And then, without anybody telling her, she was voluntarily defending the front of my yard. And then she stayed. But look, you guys know I always order the pure breed one. Look, she's 27.1% Australian cattle dog. She's 21.2% American Pit Bull Terrier, which obviously she is, but I don't see it anywhere. She's got like no drive. She's more of a cattle dog than she is anything else. 17% is unresolved. 13.6 Chow, 11.3 Australian Shepherd, 5.1 Boxer, which I don't see anywhere, and 4.7 Rottweiler. What's even crazier is she's a Merle. Look, we go to her traits, and we go down to her M locus. Check it out. M locus, 1 Merle allele may express. There's that capital M and lowercase m. Check this out too. Which, at least to me, it's just crazy, is when you look at her 1% genetic diversity, look at how little homozygosity this girl has. Look at her panel. Look at her chromosome 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It took 8 chromosomes before we saw a little piece of homozygosity. These are 8 chromosomes that are heterozygotic. They're different. So you get 1 pair from mom, 1 from dad, but the pairs are different. Excuse me. Pairs are different. She is very homozygotic. For me, it's like, wow. When you look at any one of my other dogs, like here, let's bring up another dog so you can see what it looks like. So that's how you know that's a mutt, right? It's completely heterozygotic, right? Purebred dogs, you're going to get more homozygosity. Homo means same. So, for example, this puppy here, this puppy was born January 13th last year. So he's coming up on his first year. Hopefully the owners watch this and they send in pictures, man. They love getting the pups, but then sending pictures becomes a difficult thing for some reason. Just wagging my finger. So 27% homozygosity. Look at the chromosome 2, almost the entirety of chromosome 2. Check it out. Right? So, yeah, that's the difference. Also, you could tell real quick by just looking at that this is a purebred dog. You got so much more homozygosity than heterozygosity, right? We got Sulema Santiago. Do you recommend to breed 2 diluted dogs? I mean, both lowercase dd, which is for dilution, and lowercase bb, EMEM, KB, KY. Yeah, absolutely. All my dogs, but majority of my dogs are double diluted. Nothing wrong with that. The only time that becomes a problem is, so double diluted, those 2 double Ds, that's a recessive gene, right? Whenever you breed 2 dogs that are double diluted, if it clicks, sometimes it can multiply the dilution and exponentially. And next thing you know, you have like really diluted dogs. But it's never going to get to the point where you breed 2 double diluted and then you have all white puppies. That's not going to happen. Or let's just say 99.9% of the times, that's not going to happen. You're just going to notice they're going to be a lot lighter than the parents. At that point, it might be a good idea not to breed double diluted again, right? But typically you'll know by looking at the offspring. Eric Rutherford says basically the first question when you go to buy Embark is your dog mixed breed or full breed? Then on Embark, it doesn't show how much bulldog is in my dog or mastiff or pit. Well, but I just showed you on mine, and I do the pure breed one. I just showed it to you. So I don't know which one you got. You should be getting the breeder one. I get the breeder one for full breed. I mean for pure breed, and it showed everything for her. Zulema says, or a lilac try Merle with Isabella. Okay, so you can breed Merle to any color except, in my opinion, again, this is my opinion. Do not breed Merle to white. Do not breed Merle to Merle. Okay, do not breed Merle to Harlequin. Okay, because you got to realize that is color displacement, and you're gonna disperse it even more when Merle comes in. And I already explained you need melanin for the heart, for the eyes, for the ear, kidneys, liver. They all need melanin. All right. Let me catch up here, guys. Let me catch up here. If you're not a member, I'm going to skip some of your questions, guys. I've been trying to answer all of them, but I'm falling behind on the chat a little bit, okay? Eric says, if your dog's a bully, it'll come back bully with Embark. If you want a breakdown of what's in the blood, Wisdom Panel does that. Okay, there you have it. Here's the thing. I was talking to a guy that I was doing a consult with today, and he was freaking out because his dog came back in Embark. It came back with a percentage of pit. It was like 10%. And I'm like, dude, it doesn't matter. I'm going to tell you why. First of all, this breed originated between pits and staffies. Then there was an infusion of bulldog. Then there was an infusion of mastiff. We still haven't closed the stud books. I hate to say it, but we haven't closed the stud books. You know, we've been 20 years in and we haven't closed the stud books yet. So if your dog shows up on Embark that it has 10% mastiff, yeah, don't get a heart attack. And Saratha, I have one of my pups with 50 out of 100 points for her UKC championship, but she will also need 3 competition wins. I found the local UKC bully community very welcoming and helpful. And Saratha, more power to you. Okay. Me personally, I can tell you, I like the fact that the UKC updated their standards, and they actually have an American Bully breed club, right? Which supposedly those are the ones that set the standards for the registries. Wonder why the ABKC doesn't have one. I just wonder, or maybe one is in the works. Crazy Loud, and thanks for liking the Crazy Loud family name. I'm trying to be a YouTuber, but it's hard. Yeah, it is. Actually, this coming year, I'm going to have to make some determinations. Here's the thing. I enjoy doing lives, right? I put in a lot of time making long form videos, but they're not doing as well. And I think the reason that they're not doing as well, and it's not just me, it's across the board. I have programs that looks at me versus my competition on this niche and everything. And it's not me, man. It's pretty much across the board. And I think it's got more to do with the fact that people are consuming content differently. People no longer want to give you 10 or 12 minutes of their time to watch your videos. They want to be able to see you, like, give me the information like a short or a reel, like in a minute. Cut to the chase, give it to me, let me move on so I can go to my next dopamine hit. I think that's the thing. So I'm going to have to make a determination because YouTube is going to make longer shorts. I think they're going to allow shorts to be 3 minutes long. If they do that, I'm going to have to decide, do I really want to continue putting so many hours into the long form, Or do I want to make these 3-minute shorts, right? I don't know yet. You're going to notice some funky things from my channel maybe in January. We're going to come out with 2 or 3 long form videos. We're going to test the waters and see which way things go. If things go south, then I will pivot to 3-minute long form videos. If things don't go south, then I will just continue my path. I've been doing this now for about 5 years. I know very well that something like a reel or a short that is introduced to the market is very powerful, because in the long run, it changes people's habits, right? And you're getting a dopamine hit. Every time you see something that makes you crack up or whatever, you crack up and you're flipping to the next one because you want the next dopamine hit. So you don't even know it. But a lot of you out there are becoming dopamine addicts, man. Y'all don't even know it. EJ says, definitely, man, they must have mixed in the dog 10 to 20 years ago, and it's still coming back as 1 to 2%. EJ, I don't know how to tell you this, bro, but yeah, there's breeders right now that got dogs that are XLs that are obviously got mastiffs. And not only that, I can tell you this. The pit monster, right? The Brazilian pit monster. I think they call it Peachy monster. They're importing dogs from Brazil. What do y'all think about that? There was a guy, I believe in Nationals, that we interviewed, and he was talking about they're mixing pit monster with Borbal. And we're recognizing this. Borbal? Do you understand Borbal? Like, look, people say, oh, Borbals hunt lions. They don't hunt lions, guys. They defend villages from lions. But the mere fact that they're there to defend villages from lions tells you these are some bad mofos, man. Like, one of the things I know based on, what I've learned throughout the years is whenever you mix breeds, one of the first things that becomes most unstable is temperament, right? So you're mixing pit monster with bullies. I don't know for a fact that pit monster is being crossed with Borbals. The guy, that's what he said. I don't know that for 100%. But if you are, now we're mixing bullies with pit monsters and Borbals. I don't know, man. I don't know. Really concerning, if you ask me. King Kendra says, can we see a breakdown of one of your dogs? Yeah, man, absolutely. Let me go ahead and bring it up again. Okay, so let's see. Breakdown of one of my dogs. Okay. So here, how about them puppies? Here we go. How about my girl Ali? How about that? So we're going to go into Ali, right? And her breakdown. I'm sorry, guys. I rarely go to see what the percentage is. I think it's breed ancestry. Yeah, here it is. 100% American Bully, right? QB&K's Ali. This is a big girl, too. Let's see. Let's jump around, man. Let's show you several. How about the new ones? How about Sunshine? I'm curious to see what she has. 100% Bully. Yeah. I'm pretty sure they set several markers, and once the dogs have those markers, then they're just going to call them that breed. Look at my girl, Blue Girl. Breed ancestry, boom, 100% Bully. I don't think, I could be wrong, but I think for the exception of our rescues, I don't think I have any dog that is not 100% Bully. I could be wrong, but that I remember of, and I'm pretty much on this stuff, I don't remember one being not 100%. The girl I was trying to champ is a classic. I have a feeling that you can still champ her. It's just going to be a little bit more difficult because we are moving to more extreme features, man, as a breed. Eric Rutherford, EJ, thank you. I've been trying to figure that out for months. All right. Maurice says, I love to see what the other half of the Cali Congo litter looks like now. Yeah, if they would only send in pictures. Let me catch up to the chat, guys. I'm going to skip a little bit. Please don't get angry. RGB says, I hate when I see breeders take your content and make it their own. No, sir. Give credit to where you learned this is not original. That tells you they've been watching you but can't support you. Well, listen, RGB, I'm used to it by now. Here's something that is true. And YouTube actually, what's the word? Wants creators to copy from other creators. They want that. I take it as flattering. It does irk me on occasions when they try to make it their own, right? Like, you call me up, you do a consult, I recommend this book for you right here. You read the book, and now you show everybody the book, and you call yourself the expert, the professor, the this, the that. You're just an actor, bro. You just started breeding yesterday. You read a book. You know, be a little bit more humble than that. That's all. Wait. What it do with Big Lou? I said it. Can you give my big boy Campeón del Mundo, a.k.a. Champ? It's his second birthday hoy. Muchísimas gracias. Champ, happy birthday, boy. Hold on, man. Let's see what I got back here. All I got is this, man. But hey, here it goes. Here it goes. Nice and loud for you, man. Here it goes.
Hollywood.
That's all I got. I don't have the only other thing I got is for a new member. But hey, man, congrats to your dog, bro. The Knights of the Knights. Xena, there you go. Eric Rutherford, have you seen the eye spacing on them pit monsters? I've been on their butt on Facebook. Yeah, the eye spacing gives it away, bro. It gives it away. But here's the thing. Let them breed to some bullies a generation or two, and the eye spacing is going to go away. Now, can you guarantee me 100% that the temperament under the hood, it's not that of a pit monster and it is that of a bully? Just keeping it real, man. Shea Tree, congrats, Big Lou. You got it. Dietrich Higgins. I'm guilty of the dopamine hit. I love a quick laugh. I know you do, man. Every time I talk to you, you're giggling. I got you. Marie says there's so many bullies to breed with. It makes no sense to breed in these huge high drive dogs. I think you make a very good point. I think I understand that this community is competitive, but unfortunately, we're not competitive the right way. You know what I mean? Like, we want to race and act like we're competitive, but if we could run the race with a gun in our hip that we could fire at whoever and maybe take 3 steps before the gun is fired to, take off, that's what we want to do. We're always trying to shortcut, man. And that's the one thing that has plagued this breed ever since I've been around it. Everybody's trying to find a shortcut, man. How homozygotic is Morticia? Jared Malero, we are waiting anxiously for her embark result. I'm expecting it here within the next, I want to say 2 weeks. I cannot wait to see it. She is she has inbreeding and line breeding. I've never been around a dog that has been so inbred and line bred in my life. So I'm really excited to see her koi, but not just her koi, to see her genetic map and see where her homozygotic chains are mostly at and which chromosomes. And now that we're breaking down and mapping the chromosomes and knowing what does what in certain locations, man, I'm just excited about that. In Kendra's Kennel, okay, so bullies are bullies. There is 100% established already. Well, and that's mostly for Embark. Maybe another panel has different flags or standards for the breeds they recognize. Marie says, where is Latessa? Latessa is in the great state of New York, completely retired. She was just like Aruba. Her uterus was removed, so she cannot be bred or anything like that. She's just a retired dog and enjoying life in a family household. Shade Tree says, what makes the test say 100% bully? When Embark on my other dog came back 20% boxer and 80% staffy. And the breeder sold her to me for $2,000 under the label of American Bully. Miss Shade Tree, you got scammed. That's the other part of this community. Like, that's the part of this community I really would like to see some controls come into place. Now, I don't want the government to have to give breeder licenses to people. That is the last straw, right? What I would like to see is social media create a review system that is fair, right? One of the things, if social media created a review system that they would have to fix immediately, is I could tell you, if they had a review system and I clicked on a business account and I created it, immediately I'm going to have 300 negative reviews. They're just haters, right? So what I would like to see is if there's a transaction that can be proven either through a third party, right? Have a third party system. Any entrepreneurs out there, this is a great idea, by the way. Have a third party system that presents the contract to both parties, realizes that a monetary transaction was made, whether through PayPal or whatever, and legitimizes that buyer as somebody that can review that seller. That's going to happen. We might not have it today, but at the speed of technology, that's about to happen. And when it happens, it's going to break a lot of legs, because you got a lot of breeders out here selling dogs that aren't bullies, mistreating customers, ghosting them immediately once you sell the dog, and that sort of thing. EJ says the dog with 2% mastiff came back 100% bully with Embark. Like, he's way more chill than my standard with no mastiff. Just my lived experience, though, man. No, that's fair, man. It's fair. Listen, my thing with mastiffs is more, well, of course, the temperament can't be a mastiff temperament, right? But, once the bully temperament has dominated, the structure, you have these long femurs that are thin. You have these weak pasterns. You have these longer legs in the back. When they take a front step, the step hits like right at the belly button. That's my thing, man. EJ says the wisdom panel for both came back 85% Amstaff and Pitt, both 100% bully with Embark. There you go. Again, EJ, can you dispute that? Where did this breed start, Pitt and Amstaff? It has evolved. It has included Bulldog and all sorts of Mastiffs, but where did it start? Pitt and Amstaff. Are the stud books closed? Nope. So, for example, me seeing another breed being introduced like the Pit Monster to the American Bully, and guys, those of you that are breeding pit monsters, I got none against you. It's not even, I don't know. I've never been around a pit monster. I haven't even pet one. if I did pet one and I loved him to death because he was great, that's great. My position doesn't change. And that is, why are we bringing outside breeds to this breed? Period. It's not a personal thing against the pit monster. It's not a personal thing against Borbles, against anything else. My thing is, when are we going to put our foot down and say, okay, stud books are closed. You can only breed to what is here now to be a bully. You see what I'm saying? So that's just me. Yeah. Oh, my bad, man. She said happy birthday, boy. My bad, Shade Tree. I had missed it. He says, yeah, I don't dig. Okay, she's not talking about her Excel. No issues. He doesn't dig the eye of those pit monsters. Oh yeah, man. I don't. Again, it's a different breed. You know, I just wish, man, we kind of stick to our stuff and kind of let the breed gel. Instead of, just letting whatever come in and labeling it a bully and letting it breed and whatnot. And that's why my hubby won't let me get another dog now, and I'm heartbroken as can be. I'm so sorry, Shade Tree. Scammers don't realize the damage they do, I don't think they really care, though. I said it depends on what embark test you use. No, because I first used the light blue box for Daisy Queen. It came back 100% American Bully. Then for Champ, I used the yellow box and test, and it came back with Champ's breakdown with the APBT, American Bulldog, and Mastiff. There you have it, bro. Honestly, I'm not even concerned. I'm not concerned, bro. We know that there's Bulldog, APBT, and Mastiff in this breed. This is a composite breed. You know what I'm saying? I don't even need the breakdown, to be honest with you. EJ says 100%, man. I think it's cool how you can have two different perspectives on DNA nowadays. Absolutely. For me, what's more important with DNA, first and foremost, is the health testing. That is where I want precision. And the other part now that I really want precision is in the DNA mapping. Show me where my dog is homozygotic, where and what chromosome, and let me get the information I got. That way I can say, oh, okay, my girl, right? She's touching that area with her homozygosity as far as having thick bone. If I get another male that is touching that area with his homozygosity on thick bone, we're going to have some thick bone pups. You see, that's the future of breeding. We could sit here and say, no, I don't want to breed that way, this and that. I get it, man. Old school breeders have been breeding the old way forever. What's going to happen, however, is efficiency is going to kick your ass. There's just no way around it. Technology is advancing at such a pace, no one can stop it. We're going to get to the point where, you know how people show PEDs? They're going to be showing DNA maps. I see that happening. It may not happen this year, may take 3 to 5 years. But when people realize chromosome 18 over here, you get this, everyone and their sister is going to be running after chromosome 18, right? Then at that point, PED becomes a thing of the past. Because what good is your PED if you don't have what I'm looking for on chromosome 18? If I was to tell you, and again, I'm not prefacing, this is just an example. If I was to tell you in chromosome 1 at the very left, if you have homozygosity, your dog is east-west. Are you going to go to a stud that has homozygosity on chromosome 1? No. Right? And that's what I'm trying to get to, you guys. We're going to get to that point. And I'm excited. I'm excited to get there. Freddie Stravy says, hey, Bully fam, ran extremely late, but I'm here. Thank you, Miss Fredia. None but love. Appreciate you. Stud book should have been closed a long while ago. I agree. I'm getting a Daisy Duke pup, though. No matter what, well, get ready because we're preparing a good breeding for her. Yes, DNA. Exactly. I absolutely agree with you regarding the health and traits of the embark is way more important than the breakdown of the breeds that made our bullies. Yeah, man. At this point, you want to make sure you're not getting dogs with anything neuro. And then, of course, there is, guys, I've said it, there is a phenotypical component. If you look at the pups and there's massive traits in there, why do you want to get that? You bring that in, it's, man, that's worse than getting freaking, lice, and you have full-blown head of hair. No. Shaytree says, I wish I would have gotten a pup from QB&K 4 years ago when I bought the $2,000 puppy. It'll happen, Shay. It's going to happen one day. I know. What it do says, yo, everybody hit that like button and support Raul and the QB and Kennel. Thank you so much, bro. Thank you so much. Number love. I appreciate you, man. Yeah, man. The info is free. You can ask whatever you want. That's what I'm doing these Fridays for, just giving you a little bit more one-on-one. By the way, we have a new co-host, Michael Higginson. He's been a student of mine for a very long time. And I brought him on because he likes to break things down to simpler terms. I always thought I broke things down to simple terms. He likes to break it down even more. And I kind of think that we're about to go into a subject matter where we really, really, really need to break things down in layman's terms so we can understand what's happening. Because if I just give you the answer and tell you, for example, on chromosome 1, all the way to the left, if you got a homozygotic bar, you're going to have east-west. If I just give you the answer to that, you're going to make a million mistakes because there's more to that than just that area with that homozygosity, because there's on switches and off switches, right? You see, so, and that goes for all genes, and there's also pathways. So that's why I was talking earlier about new vet. I was talking earlier about new vet and new joint DS. There are some ingredients in new vet that I found, like zinc, that actually activates bone growth, right? The gene for bone growth, for bone density, not length, density, making it thick, right? I just found that out. It doesn't have to be the zinc that is exclusively in new vet, but new vet happens to have that zinc, right? So these are the things that are important to learn, guys. But listen, guys, I've been out here talking for 2 hours. I can't believe 2 hours have gone by. I've actually enjoyed it. 2025, I am thinking of possibly expanding more the lives and reducing more of the long forms. I'm not sure yet. I would love to hear what you have to say. So if you catch us live or you catch us on the replay, give me some information, man. What do you prefer? Do you prefer we have more of these one-on-one interactions and we expand it a little bit more? Or do you prefer that, we do more long forms? Just let me know. What to do with Big Lou says, I want to let everybody here know that New Vet is an absolutely awesome product. No BS. My Daisy Queen was having skin allergies, and I had ran out of New Vet for about 2 months. That's right. I remember that. And got my money right. And I guess it fixed it. Yeah. Also, keep in mind, man. Oh, yeah. It took care of her allergies as soon as I got her and Champ back on it. Yeah. Lack of certain vitamins also emulate allergies at times. So take it for what it is. But listen, guys, I'm not going to drag this on or anything like that. I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed the interaction. Let's do it again next Friday. Let me know. Let me know down in the comments on this. Not in the comment section right now. Wait until I'm off. Go into the YouTube channel. Go to this video. Let me know what you want me to talk about next week. This way, I can prepare. Maybe we could have the wheel and we could give prizes. By the way, next week, if you bought New Vet and New Joint DS this year on auto ship, we're doing the raffle and I'm going to cover your New Vet for an entire year, man. So make sure if you're going to get New Vet, don't wait until January 1st. Get it now so you can get into the raffle. Either way, guys, I want to thank you guys for joining me. It's been Raul from the Q, and I'll be catching you on the next